So I have 4 sisters, no brothers, 5 of us, and I'm in the middle. How did that influence my growing up? I actually think quite a bit. It's sexist to say, but you know, they expected more of me. They expected me to be more scientific, and they expected me to be less concerned about style and whatnot. But in a way, even the 2 older ones, they did look up to me. So in a way, I think I did get the best deal out of the 5 of us.
My parents raised us all, my brother and my sister and I, to be very independent, and I think they tried to teach us the same skills from a very young age. So from the age of 8 and 9 we were making our own lunches, my brother and I. He was doing his own laundry, I was doing my own laundry, and things like that. When there was household chores to do, we both had to go out and shovel the driveway together. There was no preference. I mean, I was a year and a half younger, but I didn't get any special treatment because I was a girl.
I'd say my mum and dad were probably more strict with my sister and I when we were growing up. I've got a younger sister and an older brother. My brother was allowed to stay out, you know, quite late, even on a weeknight when he had school the next day. And my sister and I, we had to be in by 8 or something like that. And this is when we were actually, you know, not that young, late teens, I'd say.
Well, I come from a family of 1 brother. My brother was the youngest of the 3, and then 2 sisters. And I'd say that there was a definite difference in my parents' attitude to my brother and my sister and myself. And you could see that partly in the fact that he used to get away with a lot more than we did, and we were constantly complaining and moaning and groaning about this, but it was denied. And then another way as well, which was quite interesting, which was my brother was put under a lot of pressure to achieve, and we weren't. It was fine, you know, if we did well, that was nice. But we never really had to be out there, because I think my parents sort of expected that basically we would grow up, we might go to university, that was fine, but basically we'd get married and somebody else would support us, whereas my brother would be having to be the breadwinner.
I have 1 other sister. She's a little bit younger than I am, and I think our parents did try to bring us up the same, but because she was a girl, they did try to protect her a bit more than they did with me, because I'm a bit more streetwise, and I think they just looked out for her a bit more than myself.
It was me and my brother, and I never felt any particular pressure from my parents to be feminine, to be a typical girl, and I don't think my brother felt that way either. We just naturally seemed to fall into, I liked ballet and he liked football, and yeah, it was just a natural occurrence really, and so it was all very normal and natural. And then when I turned about 25, my grandfather in Portugal, it was his 90th birthday, and my parents were going to go over to celebrate his birthday, and they said, we have enough money to buy 1 ticket for one of you, and we think we'll take your brother because he's male and he's carrying the family name. And I was really surprised that all along that was how they felt about that there was a difference between the male and the female, really.
Well, I'm a southern Spaniard, and my parents were from southern Spain, and I grew up in a very typical Spanish family where my mother did everything, not just for my father, but for me and my brother. I didn't learn how to cook an egg or iron a shirt until I left home to go to university.